know it's stupid. I mean, I know that these trousers are stupid, but I love them. And rock music's like that. I think you've got to recognise that it's a stupid medium in order to be able to do anything remotely serious through it. There's obviously a very fine line you have to walk between irony and what I would choose to call wit, because humour is so easily misinterpreted. I don't come from here, but Leeds was the first place that was ever good to me, and I still treasure that. Late '81, I think.
Yeah.
When I thought, yeah, there's something worthwhile here, and we could actually be good at this. Kind of the swathe of bands across this part of the country who all have kind of sound kind of a bit similar. That's one reason I thought it was great to have Tim in the band now, because we were lacking that kind of northern guitar sound. It's very distinctive, I think. I don't know where it comes from. It's just something that's in the water up here or something. It's got a lot to do with no money and a lot of drugs, I think. When we put out Alice in '82, and that took off in a big way. I don't quite know why, it just did. And I think the year after that was our year, '83. We put out a lot of stuff in that year, and we worked very hard. I learned to play so that I could tell other people what to play, so I could show them what to play, because, you know, musicians are weird. You tell them to play something, unless you can do it yourself, they don't. I mean, I'd like to say it was because we write great songs and we're really intelligent, and not because we wear a lot of leather and stuff. But I don't know. I guess it's different people look at us for different things. Because what I write is oblique, and that's very easily confused, I think, with obscure. I don't think it's obscure, but I do acknowledge that it's oblique. And I can kind of see where the confusion arises. I was taking the view that to communicate anything to anybody, you need an idiom, you need a language which everybody understands. Rock music is a very well-defined language, and by twisting a metaphor even slightly, you can say something very new and you can make a big point. I have no time for the avant-garde, because I think it just doesn't achieve anything. It's a language which nobody understands, and it can't communicate anything. I believe in the idiom. The idiom is there to help you, I think. And my favourite idiom is rock music. I'm not very good at ringing up people I don't know. And when Craig quit, she was the only bass player I knew. We toured with the Gun Club. And she seemed pretty good at playing the bass then. She lent me a lot more support, and it was good. And I figured, well, I'm not sure I really want a band again, and I'm not sure about these guitars. I find it very hard to sing over electric guitars because I have a very quiet voice. But I figured, well, I probably always need a bass player, so let's do it as a duo. I like things right, you know, and someone at the end of the day has got to decide what right is, and that's generally me. Now, I don't mind who does what, as long as it's always right, and given that I'm the one that generally decides, that makes it pretty tough on everybody else. I really like doing things the hard way. I really like doing things the hard way. It's the only way I know. I always seem to head for the nearest spot of trouble. For me personally, I think '88 was probably the best, because Floodland had come out, everybody had written us off for dead before that. Suddenly we'd had 3 singles out, and we were on top of the pops 3 times, which is outrageous for us. And I just went home for a year and just sat in Hamburg thinking, yeah, all right, okay, thank you. I just don't like doing things that will make me die with a little less self-respect. Yeah. I want to keep all mine, thank you.
On record, Andrew's sort of lyrical quality obviously comes across more, but live, like I say, very visual, very powerful, very strong, and obviously the participation of the audience live adds a special dimension which you don't get on record. The lyrics aren't your standard pop lyrics. Obviously, Andrew's perspective on life is slightly different to everyone else's. The Europeans tend to be a bit more standoffish in a sense. They have different sort of rituals that they do at gigs, you know, lighters and stuff. Whereas in England, it's very powerful down the front and the building of pyramids. But the participation is a big thing, you know, and you can see that on some of the live videos. It really comes across, you know, it's this dual thing. You've got the band and you've got the on the other side, and it just seems to work.
I think if people knew how I lived, they'd be very surprised. I mean, I live a very ascetic kind of life. I'm cheap. All I need is like 2 cigarettes and a view of the river, and I'm happy. You know, maybe somebody's cat to play with, and that's really it. You know, I don't sit in the darkened room all day, lighting candles and walking around and backwards. I've been a very good diplomat. I look real good in a white suit and drunk. I carry myself very well in a white suit, drunk. I didn't even think about what to do. I just thought, yes. I just felt good. And I've never had the desire to make a record unless I had something to say. So I thought, well, I'll go home and wait till I've got something to say. And it took a while, but then, I mean, even without touring, I'd spent about 18 months from start to end altogether promoting Floodland. It's a long time, and you have to clear your head. And if you don't do a bit of living, you've got nothing to write about, I don't think. I tend to write in bars. I tend not to write anywhere else.
25 floors and I need more.
I was very distressed by some of the criticism of the last album, which said, well, you know, why is this such an American record? Just because we'd written about American politics. I mean, I find American politics very global, because that's the way American politics is. I don't feel you have to be very impressed by America to write about it. I didn't spend much time there. And we were trying desperately to get dropped by our American label while we were writing Fish and things. So, we certainly did not make the record for America. I've always made records for the European mentality. I mean, Americans are so stupid that if I was to make an American record, I'd have to make an instrumental record. I mean, I really couldn't sing on it. There's nothing you can say that would possibly not go over an American person's head. We've only just started working together as a unit. I have a good feeling about it. I've always had a good feeling about every incarnation of the band. It's designed to do what every other incarnation of the band was designed to do, so I'm happy about that. And I see no reason why it shouldn't get there. Not to put too fine a point on it, I really hate playing live because it just terrifies me. I find it very embarrassing. I'm not very extrovert, basically. No, I'm just going to like walk around drinking and looking smug still, I think. I deserve a year of looking smug.